Welcome back, everybody. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I took a little hiatus around Christmas time just because my life is crazy and I had so much stuff going on, and just is what it is. So my bad about that. I think it's been about a month since I posted a video. We are going to be getting back to work on the Datsun truck. Today is Thursday, the day after Christmas. This weekend I am going to be doing a ton of work to the Datsun truck. I have everything I need to do, all the oil feeding lines, and a bunch of other stuff. So basically I want to get the motor started with the turbos on it in the next video or two and get messing with that. But today what we're going to be working on is the 300, which hasn't gotten any love in the longest amount of time. And as you can see, this fog is not on the outside of my car, which is unfortunate. But water gets inside this. Water gets inside the 300 because of a bad T-top drain, which I still have not fixed. I don't want the inside of my car to rot, so we're going to end up getting some damp, rid damp stuff for right now, just to keep it dry in there. And we're also going to put a tarp on the 300 when we're done here. So, but anyway, what we're installing today is this. So I got my Danger Dan Edition Grip Royal steering wheel. I believe this is a 330 millimeter, so it's significantly smaller than the 300 steering wheel. I also got the NRG hub and the NRG Series 2 quick release. Shout out to Ryan, my brother, and Chelsea, my fiance, for putting this stuff together for me for Christmas. And yeah, we'll get to it. I've never done this before, but we're gonna get to it. I can tell you one of the first things you're gonna need is this socket right here, which is a T50 Torx security bit. It's got this little hole in the middle. You need that to take the airbags out. You're not gonna be able to get these screws out with anything else. I tried yesterday. I wanted to put this thing on so bad. I tried getting them out with a screwdriver. I tried channel locks, all kinds of crazy stuff, regular bits. I couldn't do it. So anyway, first thing we're going to do is take that out, and what they are is there's one screw right here and there's one on the other side, and that's going to allow us to take the airbag out. Before you mess with your airbag, airbags are very dangerous. If they explode, they will hurt you. Make sure you disconnect your battery. The battery in the 300 is dead, so I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, make sure you disconnect your battery before you take your airbag out. Never use testing equipment on any of the wires to your airbag, because it could send the signal to your airbag module to deploy your airbag. They could actually deploy your airbag even when it's disconnected. Very dangerous. When you are moving your airbag, make sure that you have this part facing towards you when you are handling an airbag that is removed. That way, if the airbag was to deploy, the bag would hit you and not the back side of the airbag, which is a piece of metal that will hurt you. So again, just basic airbag stuff. Make sure you disconnect your battery. You do not want this thing to deploy. It will mess your car up. So yeah, and also when I take this airbag out, we're probably going to get an airbag light on our dash. Now, if I remember correctly, when I did the lights in my dash, I took that airbag light bulb out. So even though it would be signaling to turn that light on, we shouldn't see it on our dash. So, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started, and yeah, we'll see how it goes.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus and as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black pea.
Alright, well, we got the center nut out, but it looks like my steering wheel is not going to come off easy, so we're going to have to use a puller on it. So obviously there's two holes here, so you basically, puller goes in the middle, you put two bolts through here, and then you pull it off with the puller. So unfortunately I'm going to have to go get the puller. So I'll be right back in like, I don't know, 1 second.
Your brain is full of spiders. You got garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I would insert you with a 39.5-foot pole. Mr. Grinch. You got termites in your smile. You have all the tender sweetness of a seasick crocodile, Mr. Grinch.
All right, so these didn't really come with instructions. I mean, obviously most of it is pretty self-explanatory. I'll show you what we're left with right now. So right now, this is what we're looking at. Like I said, this piece used to be in here. We took that out. This is, I'm assuming, for the airbag. The horn also goes through this, and I'm not exactly sure how that's going to hook back up. So we're going to have to do a little research on that, but I'm not really too worried about it right now. As you can see, there's wires here for the horn, but yeah, I don't really know. So we're going to have to figure that out, but I'm not too worried about that right now. The horn wires was actually this one that's down here. So it's actually the horn and the airbag. So we'll have to wring that out and figure out which one is which, but like I said, I'm not too concerned about that right now. So this is what we're left with. The hub. It does have a top and a bottom. I don't know what is what. So I'm assuming the NRG goes on the top. So my steering wheel was centered right now, but I do know that my wheel was off a little bit before. So we might have to adjust this, but as you can see, this is like a multi-spline kind of thing. So you can actually just turn this just one spline if it's off a little bit. But we're going to go ahead and bolt it on like this loose and get the steering wheel bolted on. And then we'll probably go ahead and take a test drive around and see if it's straight. And if it's not straight, we'll pull this hub off and just turn it one way or the other, one tooth, until we get it pretty much straight. If you can't get it exactly straight, or you don't want to do it this way, you can also adjust your tie rods by just, like, you know, depending on which way it's off, turning this tie rod a half of a turn and then turning your other side a half of a turn the opposite way. That way your steering will still stay aligned, but you can move the position of your steering wheel. But what happens is right now, because I have rack spacers, I have a larger rack spacer on one side and a smaller rack spacer on the other side. So my steering rack is centered right now. So I have the same amount of travel in both directions. So I don't really want to do that except for maybe a fine tune, but I think we're going to be able to get this pretty close right here. So we're going to go ahead and go with this and see how it goes. But basically the adapter just goes on like that. And then we're going to screw this nut back on here. Like I said, just loose for right now. Just like that. These are the horn wires. We're just going to tuck those in for right now. And now we need to get the quick release piece. So the quick release, obviously, I'm sure most of you guys know, or maybe you don't, who knows. The quick release is two pieces. There's a piece that goes on the steering wheel, and then there is a piece that goes on the hub. So this is the piece that goes on the hub. So we're going to take this, and we're going to take these screws out and put it right there.
Well, given the choice between the two of you, I would take the seasick crocodile! Yeah!
Steering wheel is already attached to the quick release, but it's probably going to be crooked. Yep. So we're going to take that off. I can already see what our first issue is going to be with alignment. This whole thing is set up right now to have one screw at the top, but this steering wheel does not have one screw at the top. It's got two screws. And the center is the top is the center of two screws. So we're not going to be able to get this perfectly aligned, but it doesn't matter because we're going to have to go out and drive it anyway to see if it's perfectly aligned. So. Okay, let's see what it feels like here. Of course, you guys are right in my way. Oh yeah, that's pretty much the perfect distance. I got much more room here Let's see how it compares to the size of the old steering wheel. So I think it's about an inch, maybe a little more than an inch overall diameter smaller, which should make it a little bit easier to drift also. A little bit more room to move your hands around and stuff like that. Let's see here. Yeah, you can see this steering wheel almost fits inside of my old steering wheel, so it's probably about an inch and a half smaller. You can see the difference there at the top. So yeah, it should be much nicer. Definitely feels really good over holding this tattered steering wheel. And let's see if the quick release works. Push that. Oh, perfect. Comes right off. We'll have to set up our little hanger like those cool guys do. And let's see. Boom, and it's back on. A lot of people grind this button down too. I don't really see the need for it, but this thing only locks in one way, so once you get to the right spot, then it locks in on its own. There's a little button you push right here. Some people get rid of that so you can just pull the levers, but that comes like that and it comes off. So like I said, no matter where you put it, once it gets to the right spot, it clicks in. So once we get this straight, it'll click in the right spot every time, and there's no need to worry about it. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. What we're gonna do now is I did get one other thing to put on this car, and that is a battery maintainer, so that I can actually drive my car in the winter without having to worry about the battery going dead. All right, so basically the battery maintainer is just this wire right here that I just have attached to both sides, and the maintainer plugs up to here, so you don't have to use the alligator clips and whatnot. So got the car started. We're gonna let it warm up a little bit. We're gonna turn the heat on and try to dry some of the moisture out of there. It started right up, aside from the fact that the battery was dead, so we're in good shape. I should probably check some fluids and stuff like that, but I'm not really too concerned about it. Nissans are beasts, boy. I'll get back to you when we're ready to drive. All right, so we got the car warmed up. It's still idling a little high, but I haven't driven it in a while, so I'm not really too surprised. But we're gonna go ahead and take it for a little test drive and see if we can get this steering wheel straightened out and see how it goes.
The three best words I would use to describe you are as follows, and I quote: stag, stag, stag. Yeah! Oh, yeah, yeah!
Now, Danger Dan Grip Royale 330 millimeter steering wheel. Feels great. So much better than using my tattered piece of crap stock steering wheel. And I mean, the install's pretty clean. It looks good. Obviously I can't, so I can adjust this ring here to make it so that it's straight up and down, but I'm not going to be able to fix the NRG and stuff like that's just not going to be straight. The button's never going to be in the center just because of the way this wheel mounts. These hubs are meant for having one screw in the middle, which obviously the center of this steering wheel has. The middle is in between two screws, so it's never going to line up perfect, but I'm okay with that. I can move these wings here just to make it you know, straight, but yeah, works out great. I've wanted the Grip Royale steering wheel forever, but they are expensive. Not really that expensive. I think this steering wheel is around 200 bucks or something. But it's a high quality steering wheel and it's made very well. This one is, I think, suede around the outside, or leather maybe, I don't know, but it feels really good in your hands. And these are obviously quality steering wheels. If there's one thing you don't want to do is buy a cheap steering wheel from eBay, because the first time you need to yank on that thing in a weird order, it will break. I've seen these centers pop out of these rings many times. I mean, you can literally just do it with two hands. They're so cheesy. So yeah, all in all, great. Hey, if you like the channel, again, I'm sorry for keeping you guys waiting for more content for so long, but like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm going to be working on the Datsun truck this weekend, so hopefully in about a week we'll have a couple nice Datsun videos put out. Maybe in 1 or 2 videos, hopefully we'll have that twin turbo LS fired up, ready to go. We're going to start putting the rear end in our truck. That way we can get our drive shaft made. While that's getting made, we're going to do brake lines, put the roll cage in, pedal assemblies and everything like that, and hopefully by spring we'll be ready to race. So I'll see you guys on the next one.
The 3 best words I would use to describe you are as follows, and I quote: Stag! Stag!